The Surfer is a new movie that you can add to the list of movies that star Nicolas Cage, in which Nicolas Cage loses his mind the entire film. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications, but let's get into the review. The Surfer is about a man played by Nicolas Cage who goes to his hometown in Australia in hopes of purchasing his father's home as well as surfing with his son, but the locals refuse to let them surf. And basically Nicolas Cage just continues to lose it. I actually surprisingly love this movie. I didn't think I was going to love it as much as I did, but I had a great time with it. It's kind of one of those like cerebral, psychological thriller movies that you've seen before, but this is the right amount of weird that I like in my movie. It's not overly weird, it doesn't go over the top way too much, it's just the right amount of crazy. Nicolas Cage is always popping up in these really crazy movies and is always playing a character that for some reason has to just go insane for the dumbest reasons. And you know what? It's slowly becoming one of my new favorite genre of film. You gotta hand it to Nicolas Cage. He's always doing these indie films that are super unique and different, and it takes a lot for him to really do a Hollywood movie. This is what I want to be seeing in my theaters. And to be honest, he's been giving some of his greatest performances of all time within the last 4 years. He was in Pig a few years ago, which is one of my favorite movies of the last decade. He was in Dream Scenario, which is another movie in which he just kind of loses his mind throughout the entire thing. And now he's in The Surfer, and this might be his most batshit crazy performance ever. It's got to be right by Mandy. I think these movies definitely go hand in hand to Nicolas Cage absolutely losing his mind. But there's something so unique and entertaining about The Surfer that grabs my attention so much, because I am not one to typically like these kind of movies where, people are on drugs or, people are just constantly losing their minds or are being thrown into weird situations. I'm not really about those kind of movies, and it takes a lot for me to really get entertained. And I don't know if it's just because of Nicolas Cage's performance that had me hooked the entire time, or if it was the writing, because it was actually genuinely a very interesting story. The pacing near the beginning felt off, and it felt like it was moving super quick, and I wasn't really sure what I was in for. But as the movie progressed, I was like, oh yeah, it makes total sense why the pacing is what it is. The movie's actually kind of hilarious, and not just because of Nicolas Cage's performance, but when you watch the movie and you finish the movie, you really just understand how funny the movie actually is. But it's actually kind of an important film too. It dives into certain concepts of what the life is like of an unhoused person, and I feel like that's not something that's typically shown in a lot of movies, and I feel like the way it does that in this movie is super unique and different, because it's not the main focal point of the story. It's sort of just thrown in the mix, but it's also a really important topic of discussion. After letting the movie sit with me since I watched it last night, I've only just increasingly liked it more and more the more that I've thought about it. Because sometimes when I leave a movie and I'm like, wow, I really like that movie. But once I start thinking about it, I'm like, did I actually like that? Can I see myself rewatching that again? And sometimes it's yeah, no, I can't see myself rewatching that. But with this one, I can see myself rewatching it and enjoying it more and more with each rewatch. Nicolas Cage just has that aura in him where when you see him, you're like, okay, this movie's gonna rock. And that's kind of genuinely how I felt before watching The Surfer. I was like, okay, well, it has Nicolas Cage. How bad can it actually be? And I went to go watch it, and I was like, yeah, no, this movie is not bad at all. This is one of my favorite movies of the year thus far, and I can't wait to rewatch it. If we lived in a perfect society, Nicolas Cage would be getting an Oscar nomination for his performance, because he does genuinely give one of the best performances that I've ever seen from him. And they even say that in the trailer, that this is one of his best performances ever. And they're actually telling the truth this time. There's really not much more to say. I just really dug this movie. I think it's super entertaining. I think it was super fun. I think it had a fantastic score. It was surprising how amazing of a score. One of my favorites of the year. The music is incredible. But yeah, if you're looking for a movie to watch this weekend that's not The Thunderbolts or a movie that you've already seen, definitely go see The Surfer. This movie is so good, and it probably won't be in theaters that long because it is a smaller film. It's independent, so it's not going to have that push, and it probably won't be making a lot of money. But while it's in theaters, I highly recommend going to see this because I actually did get a free screener from Roadside Attractions to watch it, but I was like, I kind of want to go see it in theaters, and I am so glad that I did because that is a movie that you're gonna want to see in theaters. And no, this is not sponsored by them, so don't like lose your minds. I just think that every movie should be seen in theaters. But yeah, The Surfer, surprisingly one of my favorite movies of the year, and I hope that more people go to see this because it is so good. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I appreciate every single one of you. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on push notifications for more videos like this, but I will see you in the next video. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.